I'm Sam.
And this is the College Football Show. It is week 0. College football is here. We're excited that you are here with us. Before we get started, let me go through the rundown. If this is your first time watching us, thank you so much. I'm glad you found us. Like the video, subscribe to the show. We charge nothing for this. We're just glad you're here. And sportsbookreview.com has been a partner in the gaming industry for a long time. It is the best place to go to find all of the odds, all of the information about all of the games that are going to happen this week, next week, and throughout the season for all your college football information. Go to sportsbookreview.com. You can find everything there. It's the easiest way to shop. We're glad you're here. We're going to be here every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central, bringing you the updated information, the best information we can get right before the show starts, before the games kick off at noon, 1, whatever time zone you're in. We're going to be right here with you every Saturday. Join us. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have a lot of fun. And, man, that's it. This is the way the show's going to look. We're going to go through. Sam and I are going to break down the games. We're going to give you any new information that's come out that we have found out, any injuries, any notes. We're going to hit all the games. We're going to talk about some prop bets. We're going to give you at the end of this thing our best props. If you've got any questions, any game you want to talk about, anything you want to ask us, you can put it in the comments. We'll find it. We'll read it. And we won't have an opinion about everything because we're just not all knowing. I know you wish I was. And that's it. Sam, you excited about football today?
Oh, man, I'm through the moon. Like, it's been a long wait. It's been a long winter. It's been a long summer. And here we are. Yeah, is this the most exciting slate of games out there? No, it's not. But, hey, I live in Chicago, just a stone's throw away from this Nebraska-Illinois tilt. I definitely seen a lot of online chatter that, people have been waiting so long. And here's the first thing we got. We got Nebraska-Illinois. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm excited. Scott Frost. A little bit of a hot seat season. Brett Bielema coming in. He's new blood back into the Big Ten, back where he belongs. Man, I can't wait. I think this game is going to be the best game of the Saturday. Do you think that?
As far as competitive, as far as back and forth, absolutely. Just kind of looking at the other games, UConn, Fresno, that's going to be a runaway, I think. UCLA, Hawaii will be interesting. I think that's probably the number 2 game. And then the games tonight are definitely, I wouldn't say the most enticing, the most exciting. But I think, especially when you're looking at what this means, like what this game means, what it means for Nebraska. Scott Frost, like you said, starting to get on the hot seat. I mean, there's definitely some concern in Lincoln over whether Scott Frost is a long-term answer. And, new AD there, Trev Albert's coming in. Yeah, he's a Nebraska guy. Frost is a Nebraska guy. But he didn't hire Frost. So if things start going south, you got to wonder, will the fan base, will the administration start to turn on Frost? So that makes this game against Illinois super important. If Nebraska wins this game, they could theoretically, their next 2 games are kind of cupcakes, go into a game at Oklahoma, potentially 3-0. And that looks a lot better for Scott Frost than going in 2-1 with a loss to Illinois.
That's right. So the line has been at 7. It's been at 7 for a long time. We picked this game earlier in the week. We both took Illinois.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Indiana's not playing today. We both took Illinois. You like Illinois on the money line. You still think they got a shot to win this game?
I do think they have a shot to win this game. And here's what that looks like. Illinois is going to try to – I think Illinois is really going to try to establish the run. They have Brandon Peters at quarterback. That's not someone who I'm going to say, yeah, let's chuck it all over the field. They're going to try to run the ball. They ran the ball against Nebraska really, really well last year and, kind of went into Lincoln and blew the doors off of them. So if they're going to win this game, does Nebraska have more talent on the field? Yes, I think they do. Illinois has got a lot of work to do. They bring a lot of people back, but I am not of the subscriber that you return a ton of people that automatically makes you better. As a Northwestern guy who doesn't return very much in the way of production, I'm going to say, I'm not putting a lot of weight into how much you're bringing back from last year. Last year was a weird year, and I think that this year Yeah, there's experience, sure, but it's a brand new system. Defensively, they're going from a 4-3 to a 3-4. That takes some work. Now, your personnel has been 4-3 forever, and now all of a sudden you're changing it to a 3-4. So, yes, Illinois brings a lot back. If they are going to win this game, they're going to need to establish the run, they're going to need to control the clock, and they're going to need to shorten the game. I think if they're able to do that, then a low-scoring muckety-muck game, they absolutely have a chance to win. And I definitely like them +7.
Yeah, I do too. I like them catches the points. If I had to have one way or the other on the total, I think I would go under 52.5, something like that. I like these teams. This is the first game of the season. People are trying to feel one another out. It's not a big play for me. It's not, anything major. But if you told me, Chris, what do I want? What do I got to play? I think I have to go under. Do you have any feeling at all in the total?
I mean, I'm looking at the chat. Rara Murray saying under. I think I like the under too, especially if I'm going with the Illinois wins in a low-scoring slugfest. You extend the game, you have long, sustained drives. That is much more leaning towards an underplay than it would be for a shootout. So I definitely think I would lean under on this one as well. Yeah.
All right. So next game up, we have New York Times.
Before we go, I do want to mention, I'm a big believer in that the weather is definitely a factor in these games. So I've been kind of keeping an eye on the radar, keeping an eye on the temperatures. In Champaign today, it's a 12:20 Central Time kickoff. It's going to be a hot one. It's going to be mid-90s with high humidity. I don't know. I don't think that affects either team better or worse than the other, but it's something to keep an eye on, especially with the high heat. If it becomes a big running game, that could lead to some sloppy play in the second half.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's going to wear both these teams down. We're going to see who the most conditioned team is. So we'll move on to the next game. We've got New York Times, national champion from last year. That is UConn Huskies. They are a massive, massive underdog to Fresno State. You talked about heat. You talked about how that wears on a body. You're taking a team from the northeastern part of our country, and they are going, 3,000 miles left, all right, all the way into Fresno. Fresno is going to be hot. It's going to be dry. It's going to be sticky. It's going to be nasty. And UConn has not played a football game in 2 years. What is going to happen tonight? Can they cover this line?
Straight up, I don't think so. It is a huge number. 27.5 is a huge number, but I don't think anyone knows what UConn is. I don't think UConn really knows what UConn is. I mean, you hear quotes from Randy Edsall, and obviously he's talking them up big time, but they haven't played in almost 2 years. You can't really tell from just practice. Practice is practice. I mean, what, you're talking about practice? Come on, man. Once you get the helmets on, once you get the pads on, you start popping them with helmets and uniforms of a different color. That's a whole different story. So 27.5. I know all of the money's coming in on Fresno. That's where I'm going too. Until you show me otherwise, I don't have any faith in UConn. They were bad 2 years ago. They were bad they've been bad for a really, really long time. They got kicked out of their conference, and now they're an independent. So, that tells you quite a bit for what that program is looking like. So, one thing I have to note in this game that again is going to be a factor for both teams is the wildfires in the area. I know Fresno was under a smoke advisory for bad smoke. So from what I've seen, that's not going to affect the game as far as it maybe not be played or not. I don't think it's that bad, but it's going to be hot. It's dry. I mean, it's a desert, but the smoke in the area could be a factor as the game goes on.
Yeah, I don't know that that's something that a home team has an advantage of.
No.
If the air quality is bad. I think lungs all maybe function the same. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Used to play one when I was little. That is a completely different story. I don't think UConn's good at football. I need to see UConn play football and
Yeah.
and think anything positive of them. Do I think Fresno State is a good team this year? I really don't. I really don't. I don't think Fresno State's going to be very good. All right. I'm not picking them to win the Sun Belt or anything. Not Sun Belt, Jesus. The Mountain West or any of that
West,
stuff.
yeah.
I don't think they're going to, be in the top echelon of those teams even. But do I think they could beat the crap out of Utah? Yeah, I do. I just cannot see the Huskies keeping this thing close. 28 points, 4 scores, 4 touchdowns. It's a lot. But I just don't think Randy Edsall's guys are going to be ready to play ball. Could be wrong. Could miss this one. My favorite game of the weekend, we're going to move to Los Angeles, to La La Land to see the UCLA Bruins. Love Chip Kelly. This is his prove it year right now. If Chip Kelly doesn't succeed this year, the Chip Kelly experiment is done. What he had in Oregon was a special and unique thing that he will never be able to duplicate again. And we have a young, inexperienced, but always high-flying Todd Graham football team coming in from Hawaii. This was a bigger line than I thought it was going to be when it opened up. It's why I liked Hawaii in the plays that we gave out earlier this week. It's still going up now. You can even get the hook, 17.5. You like UCLA in this game. Tell me about it.
I do like UCLA in this game. I think this is year. Like Dorian Thompson-Robinson has been in this program a long time, and he's shown flashes of brilliance. Like I know NFL scouts are looking at him as, probably not the best quarterback coming out, but they're definitely looking at him. I just think that as this is a prove-it year for Chip Kelly, Todd Graham, he's building something at Hawaii. This is his second year there. They've got a lot back. They're going to run the ball, I think, a little bit more than you would have expected. Like Hawaii teams in the past traditionally just throw the ball up and down the field, just slinging it left, right, and everywhere. But they ran more than people thought. But I think that UCLA needs to get off to a big start. They need to shut up any critics. They need to, much the way that Nebraska really needs to jump off and get this thing going early. UCLA needs to do that. If they're going to make a bowl game, which they haven't done in years past, Dorian Thompson-Robinson does not have a winning season as quarterback of this Bruins team, which is weird, I think. But if UCLA is going to get it going, this is where they get it going early. 17 is a bigger number than I would have liked. But I think that UCLA's defense is improved. I know earlier this week I said they were better than they were last year. I still believe that. I think UCLA's defense is going to show up a little bit. The interesting one here is over under. I've been looking at that, and right now it's sitting at 67.5, which is a big number. All of the money is coming in on the under. Like 91% of the money is coming in on the under. I'm kind of going the other way. I don't know. Like I don't necessarily have a solid reason for thinking that, but I just have this gut feeling that DTR is going to really try to light up this Hawaii team, and Hawaii, their offense is good. Like they put up points. I'm kind of leaning on the over. I don't know.
I kind of think the same thing. But I'll tell you this: I think they can bust this over. I normally like unders early in the season because I think offenses still need a little bit of time, and so much of defense is reactionary. You either got it or you don't. Maybe I guess the schemes that you're working on. Here's the deal. I want this game to be fun. I want this game to be a lot of points. I'm going to bet the over because it's fun to bet the over. That's it.
It is.
If they don't bust this thing, this game won't live up to the hype probably that I have for it, because I think this has potential to be the most exciting game of the day. I think UCLA is a good football team. I think they're much improved than what they have been. I think Chip Kelly needs to win this game, but he doesn't care about winning it convincingly. All he cares about is being very vanilla and showing nothing, because next weekend my boys from Baton Rouge will going to be coming in there, and he is going to need to have a couple of bullets saved for them. He would rather win this game and get out with a W and have a fighting chance next week than to blow the doors off of Hawaii, show everybody we're back, and then lay a complete egg next week. That might be a little reading way too into the weeds. I might be trying to outsmart myself a little bit here, but I think this Hawaii team is good. I think UCLA may have a few tricks that they're going to keep in their pocket unless they need them to win the game.
Sure. I mean, but I think UCLA can cover this 17 without pulling out all the tricks in their back pocket. Going a little galaxy brain on us, I think that I kind of think the other way. I think Chip Kelly is going to really want to make a statement. Like, you blow the doors off of Hawaii. And I mean, I don't know if that puts any amount of fear or doubt into LSU for next week. I mean, LSU, that's a whole different level. But I think that if UCLA can come in and really wow some people, open some eyes. I mean, all eyes are going to be on this game because there's no one else playing, so everyone's going to be watching. They can show, hey, we got something going here. We just beat the pants off of a decent Hawaii team. Let's go. That's kind of where I see this one going.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this thing up. We're gonna talk a little. You got any feelers at all for UTEP, New Mexico State? We broke it down earlier in the week. 96% of the people in the world are going with me, and UTEP. No, they're not. Oh my God, I was completely wrong on that. 96% of the country is on New Mexico State. That is wild. I think you're right. It is UTEP that everyone's in on. UTEP's a 10-point favorite now. It's gone up, and I'm looking at Sportsbook Reviews page. 80% of the money is going in on UTEP. That looked wrong, and then I hit refresh, and it literally just flipped 80-20.
Yeah,
it said 96-4. That's how computers work. There we go. Yeah. All right. So I still like it. New Mexico State's insane, right? Like they're not a real football team. I mean, I'm sure the men playing that game are tough. They're all much tougher than I am. I assure you of that. These coaches have forgotten more information about football than I'll ever know. The problem is they're not coaching and playing against me. They don't get my fat dumbass. They got to coach and play against other people that coach and play for a living and for scholarships and for fun. And I don't think they're good enough to beat anybody in the country that you put in front of them. The other team just has to beat them by double digits. I'm staying with the double-digit team. UTEP is real bad. This might be the only win they have on their schedule. I think this is one where I need them to just do it with the punctuation, get through by double digits, and get me one more W for the day. You're riding with the Roadrunners, right?
I am. It's the Aggies, I believe, New Mexico State.
Are they the Aggies?
They're the Aggies, yeah. That's UTSA, Texas San Antonio.
Oh, I'm getting all my Texas directional schools wrong. That's disappointing.
Yeah, no worries. My wife's from San Antonio, so I always keep a little bit of an eye on the Roadrunners. But yeah, I'm on New Mexico State for the only reason is that both teams are terrible. I don't think UTEP is good enough to win by double digits. I think this is going to be an ugly, ugly game. I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be, back and forth. That's kind of it. It's a gut feeling. I think New Mexico State.
It's going to be bad football.
It's a home game for them. A 10-point dog. Come on, that's a 10-point home dog. I don't love it. So
there we go. There we go.
When in doubt, I'll take the home dog at 10 points.
That's probably a wise move for life in general. Speaking of wise moves, Sam, you got a couple of prop plays for the folks today?
So the one I'm looking at, we're going to go back to the Nebraska-Illinois game. And I saw a prop on my bookie. There's not a ton of props out there right now. It's at least what we've been able to find, kind of leading up to the game. Not a big slate. I get it. You're not going to see a ton of really, really crazy props. But the one I saw over on MyBookie is one that kind of interested me, and that's, will either team score unanswered 3 times? So score 3 unanswered times. So one team kind of goes on a run. I don't know. I think this is a back and forth game. I think it'll stay close, and then
you're in the Nebraska-Illinois game, right?
I mean, yes, Nebraska-Illinois, absolutely. And I think you're going to give me plus 175 that on the no, that no team will score 3 unanswered. That's not where the money is. I'll take the underdog on this. I think it's going to be a back and forth game. So give me plus 175 in the no.
I like the plus 175. I have three quick props, a couple of team totals, one first half. I'm going back to UConn, Fresno. UConn hadn't played a game in 2 years. I think this offense is going to struggle to get any rhythm. I think they're going to struggle to score any points at all. I could be completely wrong. This could just be my dislike of Randy Edsall, UConn, and that program, and not respecting them as a legit football powerhouse or any house at all. If this was a Three Little Pigs story, they're the ones that built their house out of grass. Okay, all right. They didn't even pick up sticks, and so I think under 17.5 points. This team's not scoring 20. I don't think they're getting to 18. And you got minus 120 there. The Fresno State minus 16 first half line. I love that. I love Fresno for the game. I think Fresno's going to run away with this. Worst case scenario, Fresno gets up by 3 scores, and then they sit on it. That's minus 120. And then my last play, my favorite play, in order for Hawaii to keep this game close, in order for Hawaii to cover the 17 that I need Hawaii to cover for, I need Hawaii to score some points. It's gone up since this morning. It opened at 23.5. Hawaii's team total is 24.5 now, minus 120 for that. I got all those lines from betonline.ag. And I like those 3 props today. Listen, it's week 1. We're feeling this thing out.
It's week 0.
It's not even week 1. I don't even know how to count. It's week 0. I know how to count. College football doesn't know how to. It's weird. Place of higher learning anyway, neither here nor there. That's a different rant for a different day. What do you got? What you got?
I think I'm with you. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in that Hawaii UCLA game.
I hope so. That's all I just want a fun game to watch on TV.
Yeah. And I think I'll jump on with you with the Hawaii over in the first half. I just think in the second half, UCLA will kind of, they'll be able to cover that 17. I think there's going to be a lot of points in that game. So, I can stick with that UCLA 17.5 and jump on the Hawaii over. I guess by the same token, UCLA is going to score some points in the first half too.
All right.
34.5 for them.
I don't see a whole lot of questions coming in. I guess Trishan Reed's asking, for us a recap of the picks. Illinois plus 7. Yes, we both have Illinois plus 7, minus 58. That's I guess, I don't know, I guess is an official play or not. I like the minus 58 in that game. Hawaii plus 17.5. That is a play that I like. Sam's going the other way. Any other questions y'all ever want to come in through the rest of the weeks that we do this? We're here every Saturday morning getting you ready for the Saturday slate of games. It's week 0. Look, we got 2, I think, fun, good games this week. It's not a lot. Don't go crazy today. We got all season, all right? Let's just try to dip a toe in a little bit. Let's kind of get a little water on us. Let's get acclimated to the scene. Let's get excited. Let's have a good time. I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us at sportsbookreview.com. I'm Chris.
I'm Sam.
And we will see you next time.